appreciate you. All right. So, just for the record, today is the 19th of September, 2024 at 22:26 PST. In the room with us today for this recording is District Attorney Skylar Sparks.
Detective Veronica Wilson.
And if you all three could state your names starting with the attorneys, please.
Hi, Anne France Gray.
October Adams.
And just for the record, you guys are attorneys at law representing Miss Christina Brooks-Reed.
That's correct.
Perfect. Miss Reed, could you just state your name for the record?
Christina Brooks-Reed.
So just for the record, you do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You do have the right to an attorney. If one cannot be provided to you, one will be provided to you by the state if one is available. And you have a right to contest any and all available charges should there be any pressed today with a bench trial. Do you have any questions or do you understand your rights? You've requested attorneys, but just for the record.
I understand, yes.
Perfect. Do you know why you're brought here today?
Nope.
Okay. So I'm going to go over a couple things with you. Just to touch on a few things. I'm going to go as patiently and as... Actually, before I continue, do you need food, water? Are you doing okay? Because this may be a minute. It's not going to be super long, but I just want to make sure you're okay and comfortable.
I'm alright.
Okay.
Also, can we make sure everyone's speaking up so the camera can pick up the recording and the sound?
Hey,
Perfect. Thank you. How long have you worked for EMS? I'm just curious. Because I actually can't see. I could just see that you're hired at EMS, but I have no idea like the length of time.
9 months.
That is you have a baby. You know that, right? That is
She's the OG.
I am one of the last original medics left.
Wait, so you came to the state to work as a medic?
Yes.
What was your reason to come to San Andreas?
With my cousin.
Like you came with your cousin?
Yes.
Did you guys get like what like they're like, "Oh my god, San Andreas reopened, you want to come back, blah blah blah."
Well, he came back, then I followed him a few days later.
That's completely fair. Are you close to your cousin?
What was that?
Are you close to your cousin?
Yes.
That's really lovely. I haven't actually had like I have two cousins and I can't it must be really nice. Sorry, I just Anyway, what does your cousin do?
What's my cousin do?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he recently got fired. And he works at B Machine now.
Wait, who's your cousin?
Jacob? Is that your cousin?
Yes.
Wait, why did he hold on, why did he get fired?
Don't answer that.
He told off you in the middle of a press conference. And
Oh, I
basically
did hear about that. He kept doubling down and
Her to
doubling
fire.
down.
yeah, no, Frankie, that's public. That was on.
Yeah.
That's
On the
fine, but it's
news, yeah.
speculation. Yeah.
Well, it's not speculation. He
It
did
was
that
on
in
the
public.
news. Yeah.
I mean, we can speculate all. It has nothing to do with her. I was just curious. Apologies. It wasn't my
Oh, no, I
intention.
didn't know.
So no. Well, yeah.
No.
Yeah, no, that one's fine.
Is
yeah.
he doing okay? Because like I was fired from the DA's office like at the very beginning of February, so it fucked me up. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he's doing alright.
Okay, good. Okay, and like you've been here basically since December, and you're still here. Are you still enjoying it? I mean, it's a hell of a long time to continue doing it.
Yeah.
Did you have like a medical background beforehand, or?
Yeah, I went to school for a little bit for it.
Ooh, what'd you go to school for?
To be a paramedic.
That's one of my partners has a degree in paramedicine. She does not shut up about it ever. I love her dearly, but did you okay. And during your time as a paramedic, I just want to ask some about your time here in San Andreas, if that's okay. Have you ever worked with anyone that in particular that you've just simply not enjoyed working with?
Not really.
So if you've ever had any like disagreements or anything, you've kind of been able to work past that.
Yeah.
That explains why you've been in command then. That is like genuinely like a really hard trait. DOC at EMS is not something. Sorry, I'm getting off topic. Sorry, my ADHD is wild. That's something I could never do. Let me touch here. I only have a couple other questions really quick. Are you aware as to the charges being pressed today for the warrant that was issued?
Yes, Veronica told me in this house.
And what were those charges?
I believe mayhem major, kidnapping, and government corruption.
Yeah, we'll touch on that in a bit. So I'll get into the meat and potatoes of the situation. Are you familiar with someone? She's a former EMS named Bellamy Blake.
Yes, I know who Bellamy is.
How long did you work with her before she was fired from EMS?
I don't think she fired. I think she quit. I don't know. Months.
Did you enjoy working with her?
Yeah, I had no issues with Bellamy.
I didn't think so. Okay. And how often would you guys work together? Was she the same shift as you?
I believe they mostly did shift 3 when I would do a little bit of it.
Gotcha. What kind of shift do you normally work?
It varies.
Oh, okay. You're a shift 0 kind of girly. Okay, I
Yeah.
understand. I used to be that kind of girl.
I mean, hate waking up early, but I can do it if needed.
You should just go down to the 24/7, grab 3 coffees, and hope for the best.
Pretty much.
Oh god. I never mind. Never mind. I was gonna ask if you got discounts at Beam Machine with your cousin working there. And that's not important. So you would work pretty much shift 0, and Bellamy we would primarily work shift 3. Did you ever get to like ride with her or run with her or anything like that?
A few times I trained Bellamy.
Gotcha. And did she have any? Were there any issues like training her or anything like that? You said you got along with her. I'm just curious.
There were no issues.
Gotcha. And so up into her, your command. You said she wasn't terminated. She quit. Is that correct?
Yeah, I believe she quit. I don't really remember.
Gotcha. Okay. Do you know the reason why she quit?
No.
Gotcha.
I
Okay.
really don't ask people why they quit. It's none of my business.
Do you ever do like a not a debrief, but like a exit exam or exit questioning or anything like that when they leave?
No, I was told we don't do those.
Oh, that's fair. Okay. So it seems like she left back in June. Do you remember that being around the correct time that she left?
I'll be honest, I don't know.
You don't know. Okay. Do you remember? Let me touch on this really quick. Wasn't there a situation, Detective Wilson, with her? I think so, right? With Bellamy.
Yes. Which one?
Her going
The
missing.
first one?
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah. Up in beginning of July.
Gotcha. Do you remember her not showing up for work for a little while, Miss Reed?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Do you guys keep track of like people who don't show up for a little while? You just kind of just like chill and let them do their own thing.
I was told we didn't let them be.
Gotcha. But you remember her missing, right?
I do remember Bellamy missing, yes.
Gotcha. Okay. And do you know how long she was missing?
No.
No, you have no idea how long she was missing.
Nope.
And do you remember her returning to work at all?
What was that?
Do you remember her returning to work at all?
No, we were opposite shifts.
Gotcha. But your command, I imagine you'd be able to see when people like clocked in, clocked out, or anything like that, right?
Nope, I don't have access to that.
Gotcha. Okay. Have you been able to talk to Miss Blake at all since her departure from US?
Nope, I haven't spoken to Bellamy in a very long time.
Gotcha. Okay. So when was the last time you actually did speak to her? Sorry, I'll wrap up the questioning here really quick. I'm just curious.
Gosh, I don't know.
And actually, real quick question. I know this is EMS SOP, so I apologize if this is going too deep into something. I probably could just pull them, but when it comes to like working at EMS and you guys, say for example, there's a really bad like OAS, or there's a situation where you get like where you have to like dispose or clean off like equipment or stuff like that, for like gloves and aprons and shirts. Do you guys clean those and reuse them, or you dispose of them?
We dispose of gloves.
Gotcha.
If we reuse them, then it can contaminate.
Gotcha. Right, that makes sense, because you wouldn't want like cross contamination or anything like that. So. So I have a question then. Quite recently, just a couple days ago, we ended up finding a set of a mask and some other equipment, where when we ran the blood, it was a little bit mixed between the two. We found your DNA and Bellamy's DNA all over the mask. Can you explain that?
This would be about 4 days before you texted the command group chat that you were thinking about leaving E EMS. You may be cleaning out your locker or something in preparation for that.
I was thinking of quitting, yeah.
So where did the mask come from?
I have no idea.
Okay. What about the gloves? Where did that come from?
I don't know.
Oh, the one with your blood and her blood all over it.
I don't know. I hardly wear gloves.
Right. So if I were to say that your fingerprints were inside of the gloves when we pulled it out, and your DNA was all over it, and her DNA was all on the outside, you have no idea.
This is where you stop answering. Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna make things utterly clear. Miss Reed, you understand who I am, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna be utterly blunt with everything I'm saying. The more you work with us, the less time and the easier this is going to be for you. I'm not a cop. I can technically lie to you, but I don't. If you talk to anyone that I've ever processed, if you talk to anyone that I've ever gone through and pressed any single charge on, when you work with me and you work with my office, you can call most attorneys. I am more than willing to work with you, but I need you to be honest and truthful with me. Otherwise, I will extend this and press it to the fullest extent of the law. So please, work with me so I can work with you so this is easier. Okay? Why was your DNA and Bellamy Blake's DNA found on a blowtorch? Miss Reed.
I'll be following my lawyer by not speaking anymore.
Okay. So you all are well aware that as soon as I press this on the docket, I'm going to be asking for 45 years. That is what I'm going to be asking for this, right? So I would like to make this easy on you all. If I can get some answers, I understand that there may have been transgressions. I understand there may have been accidents. That's okay. But I need the truth. And I need to be able to talk to you about the situation. So please, I'm going to ask one more time. Otherwise, we'll be sending you up, and I'll be posting the docket tonight. Can you please tell me about the gloves, the mask, and the blowtorch?
I don't know about the gloves, mask, or blowtorch.
All right. I'm going to turn off the recording. I'm going to talk to Detective Wilson. I'll be right back. I tried. She really wants to talk really badly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But if
Oh,
her
yeah.
attorneys don't want to talk about it, then all right. How do you want to proceed from here?
I know she's going on a hold, so she would like a bail here.
Okay. Do you want to continue questioning her? I don't think we're going to get anything, to be honest.
Yeah, we're not going to get anything. All the judges would.
Okay.
I mean, I'll
I mean,
ask them.
we could try pressing her a little harder. Do you want to ask her about the snake thing?
we could also do you know, if you're gonna be requesting bail and you want us to not contest it and let you get it, then we're gonna need some information from you.
Okay.
That's coercion or not, but
I'm not comfortable going that route. If you want to go that route, I'll support you.
read you the
I'm not
text
going
that
to do
she
it
sent.
myself.
to the EMS command group chat.
Yeah. Bring that up if you want to. And then
I've been thinking about stepping down from EMS as I haven't been giving it my all the last few months, and I don't want to bring the department down even more. Not sure yet, as I'm still thinking / debating on it, and it's been
okay.
thinking about it.
Okay.
Uh,
All right.
This was on the 15th, which I believe may correspond with when Quimley took over as Surgeon General and began getting rid of all the EMS.
Yeah. Yeah. I really wish you had more on Jacob outside of the hissing
And that's
bullshit.
4 days.
so-
4 days after that stuff was found. I think she was, cleaning out her locker at the fire department in preparation to quit.
Do you want to bring that up, or you want me to bring that up?
Either way works. I don't mind bringing it up.
All right, go ahead. You want to bring that up, and then if she says no, I'm going to ask her how she enjoyed carving Snitch into Bellamy's neck.
Thigh. Snitch was on the thigh.
Thigh,
on
and
the
then
neck.
the neck
on
was
the
the
neck
snake.
was, burning a snake.
Perfect. All right, you ask about the text, and I'll...
And then I'm gonna ask why. She knows why Jake came in her room and hissed at Bellamy.
All right. Cool.
Okay.
You, then me, then you.
Yeah. All right, we are back.
All right, you guys good to resume the questioning?
Yep, we're good.
Okay, so just for the record, the questioning has resumed at 22:45 PST. So we're just gonna ask a couple more questions for you, Miss Reed, and then we'll go ahead and discuss the charges and everything with you. Okay.
What's been going on in the EMS that the last few months that made you been thinking about quitting?
I've been a captain for 7 months. I've dealt with so much shit. I never got once a good job, and there's nothing left for me there, really.
You feel like you're as high on the totem pole as they'll ever let you move up, or
I'm just stuck there, I feel like.
what positions are higher than captain in EMS?
Chief.
Is there no like assistant chief or anything in between? It's just captain and then chief.
Chief, assistant chief, like assistant to the chief. I don't know.
Oh, like the office. Assistant to the sorry.
I feel like you deserve one of those highest positions, given how long you've been working here.
I don't feel like I deserve it. No.
Why don't you feel like you deserve it?
Because I feel like things should be earned and not handed.
You don't think you've earned it?
I feel like I haven't. No.
Been here 9 months, working very, very long shifts, sometimes during crackhead hours, saving a lot of lives, and you don't think you've earned that title?
Not really.
Why?
I mean, you've put in a ton of hours. You're a good medic. I don't see why you wouldn't want to get that position.
I don't really know. It's just, non-stop shit they put up with.
Prior to becoming a police officer years ago, I worked as a paramedic. And, yeah, probably get treated like shit. I remember getting treated like shit. I'm almost like a glorified taxi driver at times. People don't appreciate you. They expect you just to, give you help instantly, and they could give a crap about who you are as a person, getting to know you at all. You ever feel like that?
Sometimes, but I just move past it.
And no matter how hard you work to save someone's life, when you get in the hospital, help out the doctors there, the chance of you hearing a good job from a doctor is slim to none. Is that your experience too?
Sometimes too.
Feel like you were taken advantage of?
Not really.
Do you think you ever did anything that should have resulted in you not having a job there anymore?
No.
You ever heard the saying, first do no harm?
I haven't actually, no.
It's something that's frequently said in EMS circles and doctors, nurses. First do no harm. That's the goal of medicine. You want to help patients with whatever they need. But your first goal has to be to make sure you're not harming them in some way.
That's a
You
good.
ever harm anyone?
I've never harmed anyone.
So it didn't feel good when you carved Snitch into Bellamy Blake's leg?
Don't say anything.
You didn't want to get her back on anything? I mean, realistically, she's the one, bragging about, not bragging, but, snitching on you for all of the transgressions that you were doing and hiding underneath. It must have felt good to just slowly carve right into her leg, no? We all get mad and do crazy shit from now and then.
I want to know what felt better, the carving the stitch in the leg or the burning the snake on the side of her neck.
Well, the burning the snake on the side of the neck would have taken extra time, right? Like you had to get the whole thing and just press it against someone versus just taking a knife. Like I imagine, right, Christina? No?
Do you remember when you and Jacob walked into a room and Jacob hissed at Bellamy like a snake? Were you laughing on the inside when that happened?
Knowing that there was only the three of you that knew what you had done to her for, 9 days. honestly, it was fairly impressive. You know, taking blood bags and using EMS equipment to keep her alive while you sat there and gave her the punishment that she deserved. No, I mean, you could have done better. I mean, snitch on the leg. I mean, come on. Is that where your equipment was from, Miss Reed? You had little trophies in your locker, cleaning up everything. You decided you wanted to attempt to burn them. No. Honestly, it was fairly sloppy work. A medic such as your skill, I would imagine that you would handle it with a lot more care, but no, I understand.
The other thing I'm confused by is, like, as a captain, I mean, even me as a corporal, if I hear one of my fellow deputies are injured, I check in and make sure they're okay. If I hear they've been kidnapped, I check in and make sure they're okay. If I knew that they were missing and tortured for 9 days, and I saw the injuries they had with, because obviously, I had to have access to their medical report when it's attached to the incident report. I would, I don't know how I'd react, but I would definitely check in with them, regardless of what kind of relationship I have with them as their one of their superiors. They deserve to feel cared about. And I'm just curious why you didn't feel the need to. You didn't seem concerned about how Bellamy was after she was found.
Because I didn't want to be in a 10-hour meeting again about reading medical reports and visiting people in the ICU that you shouldn't be.
I mean, she was your coworker. Why wouldn't you
Who's
visit her?
You're a supervisor.
There was a 10-hour meeting before of someone reading medical reports and going in ICU rooms when they shouldn't be.
Were you notified as a captain that, hey, one of your
Stop
employees
talking.
was found? Yay, she's safe. We found her. She's not missing anymore.
I honestly, Detective
I know
Wilson.
the answer to that question.
I don't think she had any sympathy for the situation at all. Honestly, I think she was just kind of panicking and dumping things out of her locker, and at the end of the day, I think it was just a haphazard, no care. But I mean, it doesn't really matter now, does it? So.
What I found interesting, how you managed to clock out before all these incidents happened. But the day she was found, you stayed clocked in so you can hear what was being said on the radio, hear if she was found, the condition she was found in. And shortly after the hospital, you got satisfied, you clocked out, and then you forgot something, so you're gonna clock back in for a little bit and then back out and done for the day.
Veronica, you think that pink gun was purchased by Christina? She seems like a girl that would like pink a lot, personally.
I believe it's if I remember right, that's the gun she stole from Bellamy.
Hmm.
I have to check my notes again. But yeah, she had a gun and she stole Bellamy's.
All right, Miss Reed. Well, if you don't have anything else to say, we're gonna go ahead and send you out to Bolingbrook. Is there anything else you want to say? Nothing at all. Not even a have a good day. Hope everything's okay. Want a bail hearing? Anything?
It'll be up to my lawyers with the bail hearing thing.
You will be requesting a bail hearing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the charges that we'll be pressing today, as well as the ones that will be going on the docket, basically by the end of the night, probably tomorrow. One times mayhem major, one times kidnapping of a government employee, one times government corruption. I'll go ahead and get that requested. I will be.